Here we're going to have a look at the markers and how we can use those to help our animation. Inside my shape weights under my object, I have some animation, animated over time, controlling my shape animation. If I want to zoom in here, I'm just holding down the S key to zoom vertically here. We can see a whole lot of these markers. If I were to hit enter, we actually get the property page for them. Here I can see that I want to be able to create a new marker because I'm examining my waveform. I'm simply going to hold down M and drag out here. Now when I select this, it updates over here. I can pick it up and shift it around. I can play with the start frame. There's a slider here, the duration inside here as well. So it's currently called marker. That's the current value here. But I know the word is going to be the, like so. But we actually have two the, one over here and one over here. So for the name I can actually second the, like so. So I can visually see it over here, but identify it differently. This is really helpful for things like scripting. Open up my script editor and say I want to select all the objects with the in it. There we go. Run it through that. So all of these marker options are available through scripting to be able to navigate and access. Now, instead of actually applying it, I could have still hold down Control and duplicate it like so. And you notice that by default it takes the same value, but it gives me a different marker. The marker display actually changes the range here. So sometimes we're going to have markers which perhaps overlap, maybe like so. And if we had them on the same range, it would get a little tricky to see what's going on, so we can change the display level like so. The actual marker type is in fact useful through scripting again to put together different types of perhaps expressions or phonemes. So here I could say that the is a range because it's going to cover a whole word. Maybe the M here is just a phoneme. As you can see, other options, general event, emotions, as well as custom. And again, all of these are accessible through scripting, so you could select or adjust any of these dependent on the marker display, or as we've seen before, the value. So you could also associate things like an emotion with a marker display type. So again, you could always have multiple of these. So if I go back to say the king here, and I can see that all on this level perhaps are going to be, there we go, whole words like so. So markers aren't just for the audio, they can actually appear anywhere. In this case I can put them on my shapes here, anywhere in the animation mixer. In addition, they can also be found in the animation editor. So if I just simply hit 0, there we go, there's all my shapes I was playing around with earlier. If I open up my animation mixer, I can simply drag and drop my audio directly inside here and see it in time as well. Inside the preferences for the audio, we can play around with the audio waveform display on and off. In addition, the display area, so I could say it's going to take 50%, something like that. We can also see the audio markers which were specified earlier. We can see the minimum drawing level, so if I were to do it to 10, maximum is 90, but can't really see it, so perhaps I'll turn on the labels. So there we can see our labels here. We could even see the duration as a representation like that. So it's helpful to have either the markers slightly outside the range, or we could even do it within the same sort of range inside here, maybe just underneath the audio, something like that. I can even move off the keys inside here, so I can change the minimum and the maximum, and that's also going to be dependent on inside the marker values of the animation mixer. There we go. The display level, so that's an association in here. Additionally, rather than working with multiple editors all the time, we can in fact use multiple relational views embedded at the same time. In fact, I'm going to use all of them, the timeline, mixer, dope sheet, function curve inside here, and this is for timeline based editing. So we're working with the mixer, we can work with the dope sheet, put this down here a bit. So everything is synchronized completely through time. So as I move my cursor here, you'll notice that the timeline is all in synchronization. Especially useful for moving not only the markers around, as you can see here, but also for things like the dope sheet. And I can lock all of these together like so. So I can change my ranges, I can offset my dope sheet, and everything is going to update automatically. So timeline based editing is particularly useful for synchronization of audio, in this case together with all of the markers.